Hello and welcome to Number 9 Talk with me, Don, and my guest, Van Feuds. Sean, how are you?
Right, mate, gets 2 seconds. Someone's just come to the door and waste time and gets 2 minutes.
Well, that went well, didn't it? Wow.
You did, right?
Come to you then, Stephen, while we're waiting for Sean.
Yeah. We're talking about
how's your nerves?
No, you haven't got to that point yet. As soon as it gets nearer and nearer, it'll make yourselves known. I know it will.
Yeah,
it's
going to be.
You've got to get someone out the game. I reckon we've got to get someone out of it.
Yeah. We need at least a draw out of it, I think.
Yeah.
But, they have been hit by COVID recently today, so I don't know how that's going to play out on their tactics. Or I know that a few of their backroom staff have got it, so they've got, I think it's Nicky Butt filling in.
No, that's it. I didn't know that. There was a problem at Man U with their COVID line.
Yeah. They've got Nicky Butt on the bench. Not to play, but to help, with everything else. That should be a fun time for us. Coming to you there, Sean. How's your nerves? How do you think the game's going to play out?
I'm not expecting anything from it, so anything's a bonus. I've tried to stop expecting anything. I used to convince myself, like, we've got a good team, we can get points. Yeah, I just stopped doing that now because we're just set up for disappointment when we'll come out and play 5 at the back and see like 20% possession. So I don't even bother anymore. Anything's a bonus.
Yeah.
That's what they've done to us.
Yeah. You can't say more, can you? Stephen, what do you think? How the game will play out, and are you expecting anything from this?
Well, like I said, I hope we get something. I mean, I'm a bit like Sean. Stop getting excited for matches anymore, knowing what the formation will be, how's it going to play out 5 at the back, like you're saying. It doesn't like to grab you to watch it. I mean, I'm going to watch it just out of hope and expectation, so I cannot not watch my team. I love my team, we both do. But if it starts getting a silly scoreline, then I'll just turn it off and forget about it. So that's where it's going to go for me.
That's right. Sorry, mate. This laptop is like proper loud, and I can't turn the bloody sound down. I'm sure I'll sort it out for next stream. You look at the players available to us at the moment. We've got Wilson out for a stretch. We've also got Manquillo out for a stretch. What would be your expectations? What would be your formations on today's game? Who would you put up front at the moment, Sean?
Strikers. I'd give Gale a go. I'd play Gale up front if he's fit. I think Gale's probably the closest we've got to a natural goal scorer. Carroll's good in the air, he's not the same player we had like those seasons ago. And I don't even think you can call Joe Linton a striker, to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'll probably go with Gale, mate. I'll play 4 at the back, 2 centre mids, 2 wingers, 2 strikers. Stay in the maths. Yeah, that's 11.
So would you play Miggy in with all that, or would you play St. Max and possibly Fraser? I mean, Fraser gets swapped between the two, between St. Max and Fraser himself. So why doesn't he play both? This all seems very strange to me. Why can't he play both?
Yeah, I don't know. He always seems to play players that don't belong on the wing, even though he's got winger options there. That's one thing I've never got about. Like, he sometimes plays Hendrick on the right, and I don't understand why. Hendrick's not even a good centre mid, and I mean winger, so I don't even know why he bothers. Although, in Maxi can work on either side, so you could play Fraser one side, Maxi on the other, and Almiron just sitting just behind your central striker, which would probably be Gale today, if not Carroll.
Yeah, you would have thought so, but he's got a wealth of players there. He just doesn't seem to be playing the right people in the right slots. It's
No.
sticking square pegs into round holes at the moment, isn't it?
And
Stephen,
even
for
good
you,
square pegs.
yeah, for you there, Stephen. On to your front three. Would you agree there with Sean?
Yeah, I would agree with Sean. Like, I mean, yeah, either Gale or Carroll will be up front, I reckon, just to try and upset the Man U back line if it's going to be Maguire and Lindelof. You want somebody like Carroll to really like bully them. Because you wouldn't get that with Gale. Gale's just like short, isn't he? He's not. He doesn't. He can't make his presence known towards the back line where Carroll would. So if Carroll was to play, I think he'd be better as like a striker option. Just like you get free kicks, corners, or anything like that, he can bully them to defend because Maguire, I don't think he's lived up to his 80 million price tag at all, and Lindelof very sketchy as well. Because I was on Kev's channel, the Big Town Chat, and I was talking with a Man U fan. He said he doesn't really trust Lindelof and Maguire at the backs. It's the worst pairing, he says. So I would go with we put Cowell up there myself, just for the strength factor. And I wouldn't go with Gale just for the. Gale's a goal scorer, but on the other hand, Cowell's more like can like bully the defenders to try and get knockdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a mess. For Man U. I mean, you talk about Maguire, an £80 million defender. But how? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't. It's absolutely baffling for Man U to pay 80 million for Harry Maguire. I don't think he's even. It's a stretch to say. I don't think he's even worth about 30, 35 at best. I think Leicester stuck to their price tag, what they're wanting for him, 80 million, and fair play to them, they got that, and they've used that money well to strengthen their team. They're still going for the title. The players they've got, the force to be reckoned with, Leicester. And I think they better for it selling Harry Maguire because they've got a good back line themselves.
I think Harry Maguire's a funny one, personally, because I think Man U find themselves in a position now where they know they've paid 80 million for him, so they have to play him, no matter like how bad he plays. Like he's been through like quite a lengthy patch now where he's been terrible, but Man U continue to play him, and I don't know if that's a case of like the same reason Newcastle played Joe Linton, trying to get some good results or a good bit of form out of them, so they can get rid of them or get some of the money back. That's like literally the only reason. Because if they don't play him, he's going to be worth nothing, and then they've literally just throw 80 million away.
Yeah,
you got to try and recuperate from that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, looking at our forward line there, I still think, I agree with Sean. We need a bit of that, a bit of a goal scoring. Someone who knows where to be and how to be as a striker in Gale. But I think I also agree with Stephen there. We need that bit of physicality up front as well, which unfortunately Joe Linton just does not give us either. Totally honest, he doesn't get into good positions at all, and also he doesn't know where the net is either. So what can we do? But with Carroll, I think he does know. He is a good striker. There's still a good striker in there, but his mobility, obviously, it's never been his strong point with pace or going forward. But what he is a physical lad who's going to muscle in with the defenders, and then also he knows where the goal is. We all know that he knows where the goal is. But it's having the right people around him to make sure he gets on the end of these things, as also. Looking at the goalkeeper, who do you think would play today? I mean, you've got Darlow at the minute as number one, um, who's really has not done much wrong, and I think he's done very well, which we would never have thought when we brought him in when Dubs got injured. We would never have thought he would have done this well, and there's a lot of people now saying maybe we should bring in Dubravka, and I agree because I think Darlow's done excellent, and I think he does need that slight break as well. I think he has played quite a season, and you do need to keep players fresh. And what would be your thoughts, Sean? There?
Yeah, I think I'll always defend Dolo. I think he's done like massive things for the club, and he's really helped us out. And I think he should be rewarded as such. I think he should be kept as number one. But I think you're right. I think he does need a break, and I'll continue to say that Dubravka needs to earn that place back to be number one. But obviously, he needs the game time to be able to do that, to be able to prove himself. So this is probably as good as game as any to do it. Game where like the expectations low, and he's going to face shots to give him a chance to prove himself and like earn that place back. But for me, Darlow's number one. But I get your point of that. He probably needs a rest, and we need to give Dubravka that chance to come back into number one.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you think about it, who was Dubravka's debut against? And he was a revelation when he came into that game. And what a keeper he is! I mean, he was a steal really at £4 million. Over to you there, Stephen. What would be your thoughts on the two?
I mean, like you say, I would agree with what Sean was saying. I know Dalot has performed really well since he's replaced Dubravka in goal, but I just think recently he's been a little shaky when he's trying to come for balls and he's flapping and he's punching balls where he could possibly claim, and his distribution just isn't. It's never been good. Try to for a goal kick, he either goes out for a throw into the opposition or it doesn't reach its intended target. But whereas Dubravka, you're saying on his debut against Man United, crosses come in and he just comes and claims them, takes the pressure off the defence straight away. But when you have Darlow in and he's punching, the defence is still under that pressure. But when you catch it, the ball across like that, it takes the pressure off you, and then you can breathe again. So I would bring Dubravka back in tonight because he's our number one. He always will be. I don't think he's experienced this since he's been at the club. He's always been the top dog, and since he was out injured, Darlow's done magnificently. But I think he deserves a rest now. He's played all season up to now, 24 games, hasn't he? So I'll bring Dubravka back 100% tonight.
Yeah, I think that's been a lot of people's shouts at the moment. I don't think people have lost, confidence in Darlow, but I think, like we've all said there, he does need a bit of a rest. I think Darlow, he's looked quite tired in the last few games, and I think it's time to bring in Dubs in, just to give him some game time as well, because obviously we don't want to be losing his value as well, leaving him out the squad. So if we still have Ashley next year, I think Dubs will be gone. He will sell him, but only at a good price. But the longer he's out the squad, his value is just going to go down and down and down.
You never know. Like Bruce plays everyone else out of position. He might put Joel in that.
He'd probably do better as a goalkeeper, to be honest with him.
Give the ball out of anyway.
He keeps clean sheets himself, so
Yeah, doesn't he?
On to defence. We've got Manquillo out, who's been the fan preference to play at right back, but we've been playing Emil Kraft there since we've sold Andre Diedlin, and he doesn't look the right. He doesn't look a right back at all. I mean, if you look at Chelsea, he was targeted from the first minute. He was targeted because it was all sprayed out towards that side, and obviously he's seen as our weak link. But we've got no choice really. I mean, you've got Manquillo out. I mean, we've got other players that could fill in. I think Hayden has also played at right back, but
Murphy, Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, Jacob Murphy. Yeah, of course. So on to you there, Sean. Who would be your defence for tonight?
I'm trying to work out who's actually available. I would probably play Jacob Murphy right back. He went through that spell where we needed a right back, and he filled that role. He made that role his own. He was brilliant. And it obviously it gives him the gameplay he needs as well, because I think he's a cracking young player, but I just don't think at the minute there's room for him up front. And it's a good opportunity for him. Alongside him, I would definitely play. I would definitely play Clark. I've just got a soft spot for Clark. I love Clark. I think he's just an old-fashioned defender. He goes in fair, but he goes in quite hard as well. I'm not too sure else who I'll play, to be fair. Left back, I would still play Lewis if he's available. The thing about Lewis though, he makes a hell of a lot of mistakes, but he's just young. And I think we need to bring someone in, when we can, like just to take control of that left back position and just bring Lewis on a bit, because Lewis hasn't got anyone like Willems. Willems is a massive one. I just want to bring Willems back and just like him like bring Lewis on, because I think Lewis can be a really good defender. He's just with Newcastle don't suit the play that he prefers. So when he's at Norwich, they played really attacking football. Newcastle don't. They say 22% possession. It's not the play, like the kind of tactics for him to suit him, and I think it really shows. And he makes like a whole load of errors, like, and he's another player that just gets exposed. Who else we got available in centre back at the minute?
Lascelles.
You got Lascelles at the moment. I think he took a knock in the last game, didn't he? A slight knock, but I think he might be okay. I think we've got Fernandez teetering back at the moment. You got Clark, I think, as well.
Fernandez, if he's available, I would probably put alongside Clark. It's a shame as well, because I think Lascelles had a lot of potential, but I just don't think he's lived up to it.
Yeah, I think you've also got Dummett in there as well, who can play at left back and at centre defence. But I think he's still nursing a slight knock at the moment. But I think he has played a few minutes in the last few games. But you want fit players. You don't want slight crocs, because you're going to get more injuries because of that. Aren't you there, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, for the defence, I would like to say, I wouldn't trust Kraft, because you'll get targeted again with Rashford. You know what Rashford's like. Attacking flame Man United have. I think you get targeted again. I would put, like Sean says, at Murphy at right back. He played like that against Wolves, and he was absolutely magnificent. He played brilliantly. I mean, for centre back, obviously Kevin Clark. I'm a big fan of Clark as well. I don't think Fernandez will be back tonight. I think he's more like fit for Wolves next week. So just on that basis, I would probably stick Lascelles in, to be honest. And for left back, I would keep Lewis, because he's young. I know he's probably made a lot of mistakes, but because he's only his second season in the Premier League with a Premier League team. He's still developing. I like the lad. I love the lad. I'll give him as enough time as he wants, because I'll not lose faith with him. I'm the same with Almiron. I love Mickey. Just love his work rate, and I get people saying, well, he doesn't have an end product and all this kind of stuff as well. So I just love his work rate, even though he doesn't score goals. Said work rate means more to me than goals. If he scores the occasional goal, that's all right. But say back to the left back, I would leave Lewis there, to be honest.
You're on mute, mate.
You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry about that. As I was
Sorry.
just saying there, good shouts by all. Unfortunately, we now have to come to midfield, which has always been a problem. We can't seem to get the right mixtures in that midfield place. To you, Sean, there, to what would be the ideal on the midfield? It baffles me most of the times our midfield pairings, but have a go at it. You won't have a go there, Sean.
From recent performance, I don't think you can look past Willock. From that we've just brought in from Arsenal, he's looked brilliant since we've brought him in. Not just defensively but offensively. And I would probably play Hayden alongside him. I'll probably play them two in the centre, and then obviously on the wings, I'd play. I would definitely play Maxi on one of them. On the other one, I would either play Almiron or Fraser, and that obviously depending on who went on the other wing, that would define who I would play up front. Because if I went up front from midfield, if I played Almiron on the wing, I would play Carroll in just behind Gale. But obviously, if I play Fraser on the wing, if I go Fraser on the wing, I'll probably play Almiron just behind Gale. You're on mute again, mate.
I'm mute again.
I think now I need to give up, really, to be honest with you. Up to you there, Stephen. What would be your midfield pairings?
I mean, I probably agree with Sean. I mean, like you say, Joe Willock. Like you said, he's performed really well since he's come in. He had two decent games. I mean, one against Southampton where he scored on his debut against Chelsea, where he played okay. So I would have obviously Hayden and Willock. I would have Almiron in a number 10 role, his favourite role. I would have Fraser and I would have Maxi. And I would stick Carroll up front, to be honest. That's what I'd choose.
Yeah. Yep, great shouts, great shouts. On to Bruce. Bruce has been a bit of a strange one because is he leading the team or is it Jones? We don't know. All Bruce seems to be doing is just sticking his hands in his pockets and playing with his tongue at the moment. That's all I can see. He looks like someone from Slytherin, from Harry Potter. He keeps going, It's terrible.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
what is going on at the club? I mean, at the moment, I don't even think the players know what's going on. We had, players come out against Chelsea, and it was only half the team come out. And what's going on around all this? I think it is hurting the team at the moment, and what's being played out either in the background or what's going on within the club as well. It's all a bit of a mess. Sean?
Yeah, it's absolutely dreadful. I think it personally. We had this discussion on Twitter recently around whose door this lies at, and obviously Bruce is having an absolute stinker. I think that's obviously clear to say, and we're sleepwalking in a relegation battle here. Well, we're in a relegation battle. We're sleepwalking into relegation here, and it's almost like the whole club's in denial that we're in this position. And obviously, the discussion we had was, why doesn't Bruce just walk? But realistically, without getting too much into it, anyone especially in this climate, anyone in Bruce's position is not going to walk. Not when he's getting £1 million a year, and obviously whatever the payout will be if he gets sacked. It's that for me is purely Ashley's door. Ashley's the one that needs to let him go and just cut his loss and get someone else to save the club, even if it's just to save a takeover attempt. Because the money that he'd lose paying Bruce off is a lot less than he would lose if we go down. Not just from losing the championship, but losing a possible takeover. I think, but obviously, as we all know, Ashley likes a gamble. And I don't know if this is just this is a case of that. He knows that we're banging trouble, but he's not doing anything about it. And from terms of Bruce, like if you were in a role and you were performing badly, you wouldn't just walk out of loyalty for that company. It's the company's like prerogative and responsibility to say like, look, you're not performing your role, you need to go. And I think if we stay the way we are, we're in massive danger of going down. And I think the only reason we're not there now is because the teams below us are performing even worse than we are. But at the moment, they're starting to pick up points now. And if we don't start doing the same, it'll soon reverse.
Yeah. It's a sad state of affairs, really. I mean, you look at the club, it's a massive club. But Ashley's just run it into the ground, really. I mean, he's taken everything, not just materialistic things, selling the Strawberry Place land and also, bits and bobs from the ground as well, unfortunately. But he's also stolen any hope we have and any joy of watching our team play, unfortunately. Over to you there, Stephen.
Yeah, I've just seen the team news. Joe Linton's starting, by the way.
It literally just come through on my phone. I was going to shout it out, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, with Bruce, yeah, I mean, I think you all know my feelings on Bruce. He just sucked the life out of the club along with Ashley as well. I mean, with bringing Graham Jones in, you can tell that was all him. No matter what Steve Bruce would say in press conferences and after match interviews, it was all Jones who orchestrated these upturning performances. Because if that was solely on Bruce himself, would have been still playing 5 at the back and we would have still been in this horrendous run without a win. Yeah, I just want to punch that face anyway. Yeah, it's oh God, I'm gonna be sick. But Ashley, I mean, like he's taking a real big gamble by not getting rid of Bruce. Pending this takeover, if he does go through, I mean, you keep hearing all sorts here, all sorts there. You just want a definitive answer now. Is if it was to go through and it gets completed, then Bruce is up the road, I reckon. The potential owners have been watching the team play. Say we can't have him managing this team. So we'll go for our own man. Someone like exactly like Rafa. You get what you get with Rafa. He will come back in a heartbeat. Those new owners, new direction, ambition in the club. I mean, it would just be a no-brainer for him. And Bruce can pick up his severance package and toddle off down the road and go and darken somebody else's door with these crap shite tactics and these 5 at the back formations and these ludicrous excuses.
Unfortunately, everyone is right on this, and we've heard recently that I am off mute. I was just making sure that we've heard a lot of people say that Mike's been in touch with Rafa Benitez on this, and hoping he can get the save his season. Whether it's all bullshit or not, we'll find out. But there has been a lot of talk around it and what could be done. I really don't think he would sack Bruce, but I think Bruce would be moved aside to maybe his number one, just to push him out the club, possibly.
Yeah.
And bringing, say, right, Bruce's first team coach. So then that would make Rafa the manager. So it could work in that way, but I don't think Bruce would take it, honestly. And I think if that did happen, Bruce would walk.
It'd be a momentous day if he did. I could do a 2-hour show just on Bruce Outrand. I'm sure I'm like any other fan. Absolutely hates the man's guts. Excuse after excuse, just lame. We're not in a relegation fight. We are. been getting death threats. You've been getting fan mail.
Sounds like Boris announcements, doesn't it?
I know.
Stay inside, go out, stay inside.
Yeah, yeah. He should get a job at Downing Street. Probably make a better prime minister than what the current idiot is.
Well, yeah. We all want out of this pandemic, and we all want out of this lockdown. To be honest with you, and of course, the government's not really played the game very well at all. And we've been out of lockdown, into lockdown. We're into tier 3, we're into tier 2, we're into tier 3, and it's just been ridiculous.
I know,
No,
man.
no one knows what they're doing. To be honest with you.
You don't. They never have done. They never known what they're doing since all this kicked off. Never known. Had a clue.
So what we'll do is we'll go on to score lines. Sean, what would you think the score would be today?
Either 3-1 Man U or 1-0 Newcastle. I think it's either going to be a case of we get an absolute trolling or we manage to keep them out and nick a goal.
Oh, there's a bit of positivity for your viewers.
And the worst part is we were just griefing Sav on Twitter the other day about a 1-0 prediction. So I apologise because I just made a mistake.
Naughty there, Sean. Naughty.
Yeah, that's more hope than prediction, to be fair.
I would say 1-1. A 1-1 draw. That's what my head's saying, my heart's saying. I think we'll get beat 2-0, 3-1 or something. That's my overall thought.
Well, bring the positivity there, Stephen. Bring the positivity.
Sorry, you can't be more positive. I would say Newcastle to win 4-0, but I'd be lying to myself.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Go on to Mr. Shearer's prize draw. Still open to the 23rd, I believe, and it's still £10 a ticket. So pick yours up. Go on to the below website just to get your ticket to win a match worn shirt and captain's armband and his boots from his 250th goal. Man City, I believe it was.
Be nice to win that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So if you want to go into there, pick up yours. Also out at the moment is the True Faith fanzine, bought from local shops and you can pick up yours from the train station as well, from the central station. And just to give a shout out to my sponsors at the moment are NUFC Hotspot, makers of pin badges and memorabilia for the team. Also, Bohea Bubble Hats, makers of hats of various clubs. If you want to go onto there, check out my Twitter page, which is Iceman, NUFC Iceman 9 Talk, and their websites are pinned in my bio. So thanks for them, guys. Also coming up soon is, I believe, Pride Month. So we're going to play a little video.
This isn't just about me.
It's not just about me.
Or me.
This is about you and me.
This is about us.
This is about everyone we connect with.
Everyone who makes our club.
Everyone who makes our community.
This is about celebrating what makes every one of us different.
Because that's what makes us united.
United as one.
United as one.
United as one.
So yes, fellas, quite a powerful video that I think, and also it's we are united as one. As much as we argue on Twitter, on Facebook, we are united as one. We are a fan base, and if we win, we'll all have a drink together. If we lose, we end up arguing together. But we do everything together, unfortunately. So it's a good
Yeah.
thing. So, like I said, that is a powerful video. Shoulder in there as well, which I noticed the other day. Well, to you, Sean, would you like to say anything or give your pages a shout?
Yeah. There's not much going on from a fan feeds point of view at the minute. We've just reached out to we've just entered the world of TikTok, which sounds funny, but there's actually some good stuff on there. It's good for the video stuff. And obviously we're just running the fan feeds football league, which is a both a part of. And which on that question, who's got tonight?
Oh, I don't know.
I have Manchester City at home.
Yeah, I've not looked at mine yet, unfortunately, so I'll probably let you know later.
No, but I've as part of fan feeds as well, we're actually in the process of building a mobile app in terms of mental health, called the mental health app Reaching Those in Need.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
But I'll let you know when I've got more
Sean,
updates.
Fan
From the
Feuds.
nightmare.
Stephen?
Well, I'd just like to promote my channel, Geordie Talk, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. We're all in this together, mate.
See, I'm doing a live stream tonight, just a live reaction on my channel about after the game. If people want to pop on to give me their thoughts just for a quick 5-10 minutes, tell us what they thought, or even in the comments. I've included the StreamYard link on my YouTube video. It's in the comments section, so if you see it there, you'll click on it. You can come in and talk to me if you like about how you thought the game went, and that's what I've got to do. 253 subscribers, so if anybody's out there who likes Newcastle content as much as the other guys do, then just hit my account up at Geordie Talk. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks again to everyone watching, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks very much for coming on.
See ya.
Cheers, mate.
See ya.